Hello, this is Natasha from Confessions of a Working Mom, and thank you for tuning in to part 2 of our February series, which is Grocery Shopping Sanity Savers. If you are watching the replay, if you're not watching live, feel free to fast forward. We're going to hang out just for a couple seconds while we wait for some people to hop on the live stream. I'm going to try to pull it up here so I can see the comments and the likes on the video so I can respond to any questions that you guys may have. Loading. Here we go. Let me open this up. I think, what is this, third video? Third video, and I'm finally starting to get the hang of it. Okay, so it looks like we've got a couple people logging on. Perfect. So, if you missed last week's on Sunday's video, make sure you check out the blog so you can see part 1 of the series, the Grocery Shopping Sanity Savers. I will post a link to the blog in the comment section so that way you guys can take a read on that, give you a little bit more background as far as what we're talking about. If you are hopping on live, do me a favor, tell me where you're from and tell me where your favorite place to grocery shop is. If you read the blog or you watched the first video for this series, you will know that my favorite place to grocery shop is Aldi. Last week I talked all about Aldi and how amazing it is. I actually went there yesterday and it was phenomenal. Every time I go there, I'm just like, oh, I love Aldi so much. So if you are watching live, please tell me where you're watching from and your favorite place to grocery shop. Looks like we've got a couple people logged on here, so thank you guys so much for tuning in. It means the world to me. Before we get started, I also want to make a quick announcement. One of my friends, Liz, has hopped on the blogging bandwagon, and she has a fashion and lifestyle blog that she just started yesterday. She always has super cute outfits. It's all about, the great thing is it's all about affordable outfits for moms. So if you are interested or if you know someone who may be interested in that blog, it's called The Fashionable Mom, and I will leave a link to her blog in the comments too, and check that out. She would love it, I would love it, and that'd be great. So we're gonna go ahead and get started now. Last week we talked about where to shop to save your sanity, and today we're going to talk about how to shop to save your sanity. So when I say how to shop, basically what I'm saying is, for me, always, if I don't have a plan, it's a hot mess. It doesn't turn out well. My friends who know me, my family who know me, they know it's either one of two things. I'm either overly planned, where I have every detail of everything planned out, or it's a little bit of a disaster. So it's either one or the other for me. I can't tell you how many times, embarrassing, it's an embarrassing number how many times, but how many times I've gone into a grocery store and I thought, I'm just gonna wing it. I don't have a list, but I know that we need milk, I know that we need bread, I know that we need cereal and eggs, so I can put together a few meals on the fly and just get what we need. And it doesn't work. It never works. I come home with all sorts of things, but nothing to make an actual meal. And then we end up eating out over the week, or it's bad. It's never good. Or I go to the grocery store like 3 times throughout the week because I need to pick up something else that I forgot because I didn't make a list, and it's never good at all. So what I have are 3 tools that really help my grocery shopping. If I have a plan and I can go in there quick and know exactly what I'm going for, it makes it so much more enjoyable for me. So the 3 tools that I use are a monthly meal planning calendar, a meal options list, and a weekly meal plan grocery list. So I have those 3 tools with me here. Now, honestly, you guys, these are not real. I wrote these out this morning just to have for the video. Reason being, I usually keep these lists at my workplace because a lot of times I'll do my meal planning or I'll add things to my grocery list on my lunch break because I spend the majority of the time at the office, and so it's just easier for me to keep those things there. But I have a couple of them here. So if you are interested in any of these documents, do me a favor, go visit the blog and click the follow button. There's a little follow button. I think it's on the right side of the blog. And you will probably fill out your email information, and then the PDF versions of these documents will come right to your inbox shortly after that. If you already follow the blog, thank you, thank you. I love you so much for following me. But if you already follow the blog, do me a favor and just shoot me a quick comment on this video or on the blog post and let me know that you're interested in the documents, and I'll make sure that those get over to you. I will also tell you up front that these documents, they are not pretty. I'm not an artist. I'm not a graphic design girl. These were created on my computer just using like a combination of Publisher and Microsoft Word. So these aren't pretty. There's no pictures. They're not in color. I don't spend money on color ink. So they're not amazing, but they are very, in my opinion, they're very helpful. I use these every single week, and I'll never go back to not using these. So the first out of all of the things that I use is the meals option list, and that's this one here. And what this is a list of all of the meals that my family likes to eat. Now, you can just list out all of your meals, but I personally like to categorize them a little bit. So I categorize them by slow cooker meals, which are meals that I need to have done when I get home. They need to be ready to go. Quick and easy meals, those are for when my husband needs to make dinner on his own. If I'm going to work late or we have basketball practice and we need to leave like right away, I have a couple of options that I know that he can make. If your husbands tell you that they're incapable of making dinner, they're lying. There's lots of easy things that they can do. I also have an adult only section on my meal options list, and that's for if I know kids are having a sleepover at grandma's or they're just not going to be home for that night. There's a couple of things that we get to indulge in that they wouldn't eat on a normal basis. We also have, as I like to call them, our Cleveland meals, and that's when my husband goes into Cleveland for work, and me and the kids get to eat things that we wouldn't get to indulge in if my husband was home. We have some picky eaters in our family. My kids are kind of picky, especially my son. My husband's kind of picky, so we kind of got to work with everything that we've got going on. And then we also have the empty calendar days, and these are my favorite days. These are the days if I may get home early, or if we don't have a sports practice or a basketball game. These are the days that I can actually take my time and really enjoy myself. These are the days when I throw on Pandora and I pour myself a glass of wine, and these are my favorite days to cook dinner. They're rare, but they happen, and I have a list of things that I can actually take my time on and make a nice dinner for my family on those days. So that's what I do with the meal option list. So once I have that, at the beginning of every month or at the end of the month when I'm planning for the next month, I will print out the second thing, which is the monthly meal planner. So I will print out a blank one of these. It's just a calendar. It's nothing fancy at all. And what I do is I kind of look back at my planner and I see, okay, what do we got going on this month? If I know that we've got basketball practice on these certain days, I'm going to jot that down so that way I know I need like quick and easy meals those days. Or if I know my kids are having a sleepover with grandma, you know, I know that I for sure can do an adult only menu for that day. Or if I know, like I said, my husband's going into work out of town, I know that we can pick something, you know, from that list for that day. So I jot all those things down so that way I know. Or if we've got the Super Bowl, like that was on my February calendar, just anything, any notes that I need to know when I'm planning my menu. Once I have everything written out as far as what I've got going on that month, then I go back to my meal options plan and I grab things out of there and stick it on these calendars. So if I know, okay, I need a crock pot meal this day, I'm going to look at my crock pot list and I'm going to say, okay, do I want chili? Do I want chicken tacos? Do I want Italian chicken? And I'll jot them all down on here. Fridays are almost always reserved for pizza at our house, so that day is usually taken care of for me. And there's a couple of reasons why I love monthly meal planning. So some people may think like, oh, that's a lot of work. Like I can't plan out the whole month of what I want to eat. But, and let me tell you, there are times when this gets, you know, revised. Sometimes things happen and we move things around a little bit. But what I love about it is two things. One, it keeps us from eating the same things over and over and over again. If I didn't use this, I guarantee you, other than pizza, we would probably eat like tacos every week. If I had this sitting in front of me, I can say like, okay, we had tacos this week, we're not gonna have them this week. And it kind of, I can plan accordingly to make sure that we have a good variety of meals. The other thing that I love is that it helps me watch for deals that I know that I'm gonna need later in the month. So, for example, if I know that we are having spaghetti, and then I see, if I'm having spaghetti 2 weeks from now, and then I see at Aldi or at Kroger or wherever garlic bread goes on a really good deal, I'm going to pick up the garlic bread then, because if I wait 2 weeks from now and get it during the week that I actually need it, it might not be on sale anymore. So it helps me save a little bit of money like that too. And it just, that's probably one of my favorite things. So at the beginning of the month, you get your meal plan for the whole month laid out. Then what I do is every week I print off, and this was probably my favorite document of them all, I print off the weekly meal plan grocery list. So what I do at the top here is I pull from my calendar what I'm planning on eating this week, and I jot it down on these little boxes. Then what I do is I go through, and in this meal plan I have it set up categorized by things in the stores. I don't know if you guys can see this, but I'm going to hold it up a little bit closer so you can see it there. So you can see that over here we've got fruits and vegetables, like from anything from the produce section is going to be here. In the middle here, I've got the meats. So if I need any meats or if I need things from the deli counter, that's what I'm going to write in here. Over here, I have the refrigerator and the dairy section. So my milk, my orange juice, my cheeses, my yogurts, those kind of things go here. Down here, I have kind of the pantry section. So any dry goods or things that are going to be kept in my pantry are going to go here. I also have a section for lunch stuff and snacks for the kids. I have a frozen section. At the bottom here, I have a home goods section, which is going to be like paper products or cleaning supplies. And then over in the corner, I have a small section for coupons and notes. And these are things that I don't want to forget, deals and things that I don't want to forget to use. Looking at the comment sections, so my mom actually just commented and it said, "Hi, Mom." My children had a sleepover at her house last night, so I'm guessing that they are watching live. So hello, Lily and Liam. Love you guys so much, and I will see you probably shortly after I finish all of this video. I'll come and pick you up. Okay, so that's what I do. So I go through, I look at what I'm going to be making for each night of the week, and then I jot down the ingredients that I'm going to need. So for example, tomorrow we're having chili and cornbread. So in the fruits and vegetables section, I wrote down that I need green bell peppers, I need red bell peppers. Over in the meats, I need a ground beef. Down in the pantry section, I was all out of chili powder, so I jotted that down. And it just makes going to the grocery store so much more enjoyable. Everything's categorized, so I know in the fruits and vegetables section, I know when I'm in the produce section, these are all the things that I need to get. It happens, but rarely I don't have to run back and forth from aisle to aisle because I have everything listed basically in each section, what I'm going to need to get, and it just makes things so much easier. So that's what I do. I also make sure that I write down things that aren't in the menu that I'm going to need, so like cereal, breakfast stuff, like I said, kids' lunch items, so it's not just things from our menu ingredients that I need. It's things that we're going to need for the entire week. There's also a lot of different options for meal planning. If coming up with the menu is not your thing. I know there's one that's called eatathomes.com, and for a small fee, you can actually pay for, I think you can choose weekly, monthly, quarterly, or yearly plans. And you pay a price and they send you a menu plan. They send you all the recipes, and then they also send you grocery lists for each week. I've heard great things about that. It doesn't quite work for our family because we have picky eaters, and I feel like it would be a waste of money, in my opinion, for my family specifically, because there's going to be people who aren't going to eat certain things on that list, and then I'm going to be ending up making something different for them anyways, and that just wouldn't work for me. But there's lots of other options out there if you feel like you don't have enough on your meal options list and you need more ideas. You can do things like that. Doesn't really work for my family, but it definitely works for other people. Again, if you are interested in getting the PDF versions of any of these, visit the blog. On the right hand side there's a little button that says follow. If you click that, you'll fill out your email information, and these PDF versions of these documents will arrive in your inbox shortly after that. If you already follow the blog, just shoot me a comment in the comment section of this live video, or shoot me a comment in the blogs, and I will make sure that you get the PDF versions of these documents. I'm telling you guys, if you go into the grocery store with a plan, it'll help you save time in the store because you're not wandering around aimlessly, and it'll set your family up for success throughout the week to have a great week of dinners planned. So that's all I've got. Tune in next Sunday for part 3 of this series, where I'll tell you another tip on how to save your sanity while grocery shopping. And I hope you guys have a great week. I'll talk to you soon. Bye-bye.